Hello, everyone, and welcome to another scene for Sept of the Howling Winds, a werewolf venue set in San Diego, California. In this particular scene, we have a newly formed pack. They haven't named themselves yet, but they are comprised of 3 Shadow Lords. And they have gathered to speak about things and hear of anyone that would like to either join the pack or ally themselves with the pack and shared interests, whatever. So this is where we will begin our scene. And Bailey is just kind of listening.
Selenia is sitting nearby, just thinking.
And Veronica is sitting hunched down with one hand under her chin, overlooking everything, surveying what's around and making sure she's in between the other 2 Shadow Lords.
Selenia will look at her and say, I know this might seem strange for the pack they urge to bring up, but we do need to choose a totem.
We do need to choose one. I remembered you gave the advice that even though we do worship Grandfather Thunder, that we might perhaps seek other strengths through a different totem.
People expect a Shadow Lord pack to follow Grandfather Thunder.
Mm-hmm.
We already get Grandfather Thunder's blessing as his children.
Exactly.
I have a few suggestions.
I'm interested.
Bailey turns his attention to Selenia.
I think one of the things that we should speak about first, though, is what we wish to accomplish as a pack.
I do believe that is the same thing. Because this pack is evolved. As she just cocks a grin, looking at Bailey.
He gives
Well, as I've said,
little bit of a smirk back, but it's not too much.
Mm-hmm.
I like the idea of our pack rooting out and seeking to cleanse. Sources of corruption are often overlooked.
Which is very necessary. It prevents problems.
He'll kind of stroke his brow and just toss his hand off like, ugh. And he says, I get tired of people focusing on worm taint.
Bailey will nod his head at that, like he's thought of that as well.
One of our main problems is we look for things that are obvious, and that's not always the case.
No, it isn't. Corruption lurks where you can least expect it.
Indeed. So we should be rooting out corruption.
And lending support to those that strengthen the good.
Exactly.
Which is why I think that I have thought of a very good totem to follow, but he would not be easy to court.
Alright. Who is this totem that you speak of?
His lips curl, and he gives her the most, oh fuck yes look. Hyperion. I suggest we petition Hyperion.
Which totem is this?
The sun.
Helios.
Yeah.
That is a very interesting choice. That would take a lot.
Father Sun gives his children the ability to cast down his light. And he imbues them with great will. We are talking a gift that is in the hands of elders.
I like the way
That
you're
is
thinking.
great. He teaches the gift Kiss of Helios, and the pack can call on 5 points of willpower per story.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I'm totally interested in this.
And he only asks one thing that's quite simple in return.
What's that?
It's actually something we should be doing anyway, and as Shadow Lords, it would look good upon us, for our history with the Farah is quite spotty. You have to protect other shapeshifters, particularly the ones of Sun, Mogale, and the Korax. The Korax have always been our allies as
Allies.
Shadow Lords.
I have no issue with this.
Bailey looks at him like I protect Korax anyway. Hello.
We'll chuckle at him.
Embodiment of Raven here.
My character gives a chuckle. While flashing a smile with her teeth showing. Not in a menacing way, but
Is that the only one you have your sights set on, or are there other options?
I mean, there are lesser options. Hyperion is very rare to extend his favor, but he does do it.
and it would get a lot of attention.
Oh, would it though?
Because,
Yes, but is that necessarily a good thing?
well, we could look at it a few different ways with the attention. It's either attention can be good because we can make a point across and people will listen to us, which is always very good. If we choose to be in the shadows, however, we can instead use the sun totem to present ourselves one way, and then they'll forget we are literally a storm. The storm casts more in the sky other than the sun. Because then we can act as the shadows. I think also it will be interesting use because having the sun will mean that they won't know what to expect from us.
Indeed.
They'll expect Typhoon, Crow, a Pain Spirit.
I think most people forget that there is always sun before a storm.
There is. And just
Well,
think of
not.
what kind of power we could have when the storm's not around. We have the sun. We already get our blessings from Luna.
It seems you two are pretty sold on that then.
I thought long and hard over it. I thought of Typhon, but there's so many packs that follow Typhon already, and I thought maybe there was a couple of others that struck my interest. Weasel, and I'll shrug.
I almost thought of Volcano, but you have to announce yourself.
I'll give her like a murph and a nod. There's a spirit that shows favor to the Silverfang, but doesn't always just follow the Silverfang. It's Wyvern. Wyvern is a good totem as well, but
We would have to protect other Farah as well.
Karen. Wyvern, the sight of defiled Karens distresses him. And whenever a sept calls upon Wyvern's children to rescue them, they must come.
I believe we would be doing that regardless as long as we're staying here.
I'm not. It is not my first choice. My first choice is Hyperion. If not, maybe we could. I'll shrug. After that, perhaps, maybe bat was one I had considered, but the problem with bat is he'll shake his head. It causes such a loss in honor that I don't think it's worth it.
I'm not so familiar with what bat does.
I'll shrug, as if it was basically because we're Shadow Lords that I mentioned it, but
Bailey kind of he shakes his head at Bat, like, no. I'm not sure that Bat would look upon me favorably given where I descend from.
well, what about Fog?
I have a suggestion.
Mm.
If we could gain the favor of a totem that is in the brood of Uktena, I think that would turn some heads. And I would suggest Anaconda.
But Octana is already represented so heavily in this sept.
Another totem that could be useful is Owl.
That's not to disregard your position, Bailey, by the way. It's just Octana is the totem of one of the packs already. There are so many Octana in this sept. I believe the right master is Octana, isn't? Aren't they?
She is, yeah.
It could lead to a bit of a spiritual starvation to the other portfolios.
He shrugs. He
It's
just
not a
got
bad
here.
spirit. Yeah, I'll say it's not a bad suggestion, and please don't stop bringing them. It's just, I would be reluctant to serve a totem of Octana because of the overrepresentation. But what was the one you said?
Caroline will start to approach.
She
My
notices
character
that
gives
when
a serious look.
She notices that when she approaches Selenia, his brow goes up and he looks her up and down and he kind of has a soft knowing smile.
Looking at Caroline, actually kind of he gives a soft smile as well, and he looks like that he got another idea.
Are you really about to suggest that we follow Unicorn?
Actually, I have another
Black
idea.
Unicorn. Black Unicorn.
I have another idea we could also do.
Oh, look at her. What?
So, Caroline, if we go hunting for a totem, would you like to join us?
She's being courted by the blood. He'll snap his fingers and point at her. Oh, what are they called? Bloodfire.
Well, spirits I watch, spirits like her.
Yes, but
shrug.
Packs are supposed to quest for totems on their own.
Caroline will nod at that statement.
I'm not as familiar with the Theurge way.
Black Unicorn is not a bad suggestion.
Black Unicorn.
Mm-hmm. We're trying to choose a tribal totem, dear. A pack totem, sorry.
What is Black Unicorn?
He gives the pack ferocity. You can strike better you gain you get a bit of glory when you take his name. You can packs of his are known to be able to take more damage.
And we have to defend the innocent.
Out of game, by the way, it's that they gain. Okay, each person in the pack gains a dot of brawl and a point of temporary glory. As a pack, any one pack member at one time may gain 3 extra soap dice. Black Unicorn prefers that these go to the pack member currently defending an innocent, if any. His pack may call upon an extra 5 willpower points per story.
Wow.
And the
Yeah,
ban,
it's powerful.
And the ban is that his children defend those who are unable to defend themselves.
Yes.
Caroline will nod, and she'll say, There are 2 sides to Unicorn. The one that is the caring and the healing side, and then the one that is the ferocity to protect those that he cares about.
Bailey nods.
You have to have the power to protect the ones you love.
Selenia says something gently in Russian, looking at Caroline. Like it has kind of a soft, like sweet teasing tone.
My character's gonna spend a willpower roll past lives to see what he's saying.
Okay, that's fine. Bailey knows Russian, so what does he say?
Let's see if hold on.
See if Kim gets it.
Hold on, I just typed the wrong thing. So I got a 4, and then I got the willpower, so I guess that doesn't cancel out. It's 1 success.
Oh, do you only have 1 dot of ancestors?
Yeah. I need to increase it throughout game.
Okay.
I'm planning to
Yeah.
increase it in game. At least I have it.
Well, in this game, spending a willpower is an automatic success,
Okay.
no matter what. So, but I don't think, not sure that you could spend willpower on a roll like that. It's either you get it or you don't. So, you don't.
Okay.
You can have your willpower back because you can't spend it on rolls like that.
Okay.
So, nope. No. You can just type it to me if you want.
Okay.
Out of game, I'm gonna need to learn Russian.
Here, this is what he said.
My character
was
looks
sweet.
My character looks at Selenia. What
Look
are you
at her.
telling her? What are you telling her?
He'll smile at Bailey. He'll chuckle.
Bailey actually did kind of choke. And he looks at Selenia and shakes his head like, you bastard.
He'll just give a soft little satisfied smile. I said she looked very lovely today. And he'll look back at Caroline and smile. You wouldn't
Caroline will
happen to have.
blush a little bit.
He'll tilt his head and he'll say, "You wouldn't happen to have anybody who looks so cute for, would you?"
She's kind of blushing, and she'll say, I suppose for myself.
Hmm. Yourself. Da. And he'll kind
Yeah,
of.
Bailey kind of smirks and just nods his head like, yeah.
Selenia will kind of rib him gently, like, well. You look quite lovely for yourself. And he'll nod.
Well, thank you.
Do not think I am flirting with you, child. I value my life.
I'm sorry, what did he say?
He said, don't think I'm flirting with you, child. I value my life.
She raises an eyebrow and then she'll say, I'm sorry if I did not see it as that. I'm not used to those types of signs.
I'll just smile at her sweetly. Do you think Black Unicorn is a good totem to follow?
I am a bit biased, but I believe he is a strong totem.
To me, it's between Black Unicorn, Fog, and Hyperion.
Those three do sound very good.
We could also no, don't worry about it.
Bailey
literally
looks
looks like what he-
curiously.
Yeah, it looks like what he thought was one of those things where it's like it hit the dartboard but not bullseye, so he was just kind of like, nah, whatever, don't worry about
Nah, whatever. So, how do we decide?
it. Beat each other
Which
into
one
a
would-
bloody pulp until one of us wins?
That doesn't sound very productive.
Not at all.
Not usually our way, no.
I'd say listen to the Theurge, but that sounds extremely arrogant.
If the shoe
Naturally.
fits.
Yeah, I'll just shrug like, yeah, for fucking Shadow Lords, really. Hyperion. Fog. Black Unicorn.
What exactly are you wishing for this pack to do?
We wish to seek out and right corruption that is not of a wormish origin.
Caroline kind of thinks, and she'll say, I do recommend Unicorn then, as he is known to purify. That is also for Sun, but
So that knocks Fog essentially out of the running.
Well, I'd like to say that he kind of thinking about how to say this. I'm not sure that I think Iberian might be a bit too ambitious even for us.
Well, I could have suggested Phoenix.
He
Caroline will
raises an
raise
eyebrow at him like, what?
Yeah, Caroline is raising an eyebrow as well.
Look, only the Silver Packs will petition Phoenix. Nobody else has ever tried. We could petition Phoenix, and we could be told, nice try, come back later. Or we could petition Phoenix and be told, yes, I will fly beside you.
That would be interesting.
It would be interesting.
And Phoenix dies and rises again.
His face. You have no idea the look on it. He just gets like a...
Out of character, I know the look on his face. Bailey is like, what the fuck?
Yeah, he just gets this look. This is very true.
Is Phoenix even an active totem right now?
Of course he is. Granted, you have to go to Petrova to summon him.
Blinks.
But the only time Phoenix is summoned to serve as a pack totem is when he's summoned to serve the Silver Pack. But no one ever thinks to summon him to be a pack totem outside of the Silver Pack.
No, they don't.
Mm-hmm. I think that they automatically assume that he only serves the Silver Pack. But I haven't seen anything in lore to ever suggest that. And there were once packs that followed him.
That is a very interesting idea.
Tis. The way I see it is the worst we could be told is no. I don't think the spirit would necessarily strike at us for, air quote, wasting his time. Our hearts are pure. We simply want to do our duty.
Heather, is your character coming in anytime soon?
I'm kind of just listening and learning. So she can if you need her.
Caroline will motion for her to come closer.
Then she'll walk forward a little bit.
My character cocks her head, giving a serious look / curious.
So does Bailey.
We are talking of spirits and learning more. To learn more, one must be involved.
She'll kind of just look at everybody and then nod. It's clear she's kind of nervous about being around around all of them at once. Her last encounter with the Shadow Lord left her with a nice scar.
Who did that to you?
No. Emotionally, sorry.
Okay. You have nothing to worry about.
She'll kind of nod and then just kind of she's just quiet, watching.
You could sit next to me. I'll make sure nothing happens to you.
Bailey. Bailey snorts a little bit, like, all right.
Ouch.
Out of game, this is like probably the only way my character could express this.
Right?
Sorry, I'm taking apart my keyboard and cleaning it while I was listening.
Okay.
She'll just sit and she's just quiet and watching. She's not really one for when she's in learning mode. She is quiet. Sass is kind of hidden.
Caroline is just glad that she's actually around everybody and like a little bit closer rather than just standing off on the sidelines anyway.
Selena, you got my interest in Phoenix, though.
As I said, the only pack that serves Phoenix is the Silver Pack. There is no Silver Pack right now. But in order to be a Silver Pack, the pack has to comprise of elders from each auspice. It is a 5-talent pack. It is a mighty totem, and he comes with mighty gifts. But your honor cannot waver while serving Phoenix. And there is in all likelihood that we will be turned away from him to serve him. But we may not.
We are the ambitious type.
Make grandfather proud.
Exactly. Bailey, your input?
He's thinking. I suppose we could try.
Caroline has a very interested look.
What I've never really understood is he'll shake his head. I'll show you. Yeah, if you really think about that, Lindsay, I mean, it's not bad, it's just not that fucking amazing. There are other totems that have bonuses that are honestly not that, like, it's more the esteem of it. What was the question asked to Selenia? I'm sorry. What does he do?
Nobody said anything, but you stopped at one point when you're like, I just don't understand, and you shook your head.
Oh, he said he doesn't. He was going to say, I don't understand why more packs don't court him.
So add a character after reading this over. This pack is wanting to focus on corruption other than worm. This totem is for worm creatures.
I know, but that's what I was going to ask you, is with the spin that we've put on Phoenix, did you want to amend that?
I suppose we could.
Mm-hmm. Because that's more the inelegance of the book. That's more just the limitation of the setting and what they were working with at the time.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
But you see what I mean about it? You see what I mean, right?
Yeah.
Sorry, we're looking over the mechanics of the totem.
It's fine. Out of game, even though we're going to root out corruption that's not just of the worm, it's just like, it doesn't mean like there could be times we butt heads with creatures of the worm.
Oh,
no,
yeah,
trouble.
for sure.
So
Pack's focus won't be worm. It'll be others.
It'll be corruption that people don't see.
Low key, actually, Caroline thinks that unicorn would be black unicorn would be a great one then, but
It's because you're a children of Gaia.
true.
You suggest that.
True.
I mean, I'm not saying black unicorn's a bad choice, but I mean that's one of the reasons.
I mean, that is definitely like why she's thinking that you guys should follow it.
It's like, here,
Right.
let's lead the Shadow Lords back to the light. I mean, follow Black Unicorn. It'll totally help you guys.
It's the shadowy side of Unicorn. It's darkness.
It's the dark side.
Selenia will kind of tap his lips for a moment, and then he'll say, "I'm remembering a bit of lore that Soul of Mountains taught me once. That packs that follow Phoenix do need to at least be of 5. So if we want
So that
to follow Phoenix, we would either have to find 2 more members for the pack, or we would have to wait and petition him at a later time."
there's the question: do we want to wait to try to find 2 more members and go however long that takes without a totem?
It would be quite tactless to take a totem and then abandon them for another.
Oh, of course. I'm not a theurge, but I know that there would be a lot of repercussions from that.
Indeed.
And we also
Yes,
need
they
to
would
ask whether we need to ask whether Soul of Mountains is willing to summon Phoenix.
That's true.
Caroline looks off to the into the distance.
I'll look at her. What are you thinking, little one?
She frowns for a second, and then she says, "He may do it for me."
No motion. Well, why don't you go and ask?
She shrugs, and then she says, "If I was to do this, I would be joining your pack, because this would be something for me.
Do you wish to join our pack?
I am still uncertain of this, so do you mind if you could give me some time?"
My character nods.
Bailey
Selenia shrugs.
nods.
I also mentioned to the 2 other Shadow Lords it would be also very wise and useful to have other tribes in our pack as well. Just to have other points of view and different strengths.
What about the pup?
Character looks at Stevie.
She kind of looks up from her notebook where she was writing something down and goes, "What?"
Do you have a pack?
I didn't think I was allowed to take one until after. She like flips through her little notebook where she's been taking her notes.
The Den Father would string us up by our insides and hang us till we are dead if we try to take you as a packmate before you rank. But after,
I don't know. She looks like she's going through her notebook. She's like, I mean, I don't see any rules against it, but she doesn't know what to say. She's very big on rules.
you don't yet have the spiritual maturity to join a pack. That is not speaking ill of you. You're just young. It's something you need to develop. A cub in a pack can be very dangerous.
Bailey will nod at that. Like, mhm.
It is not as though you have any mystical prohibition. It's just most totems wouldn't recognize a cub because you need to focus on your education and not. He'll shake his head. He's serving the nation yet in such a proactive way.
She nods and points to her notebook and goes, yeah, learning.
What auspice are you again?
She sits and thinks about it for a minute, going through everything that she's learned in her head, and she looks at him and goes, radish? Is that a thing?
Oh,
Ragabash.
good word. Just rub his brows.
Caroline smiles.
Oh.
Bailey gets this sly grin on his face, like fucking ragabash. Ragabashes are the bane of Philodox's existence. But they are a necessary evil.
Lindsay, what are some ragabashes on Sept? Because Caroline would have remembered them.
They are Sebastian, Liam,
Liam.
fuck.
Okay.
Selenia,
Moon.
Selenia will look at Caroline. Selenia will look at Caroline and kind of sigh and think about it. And he says, I don't want to. I don't want to. You said the only way you would ask the Elder if he would summon Phoenix is if you yourself would join the pack.
She says, she kind of touches her heart, and she says, I made a promise I would never betray him. And I feel as if he offered something of that magnitude, and I would not be the recipient. It would feel like betraying him.
So his brows join his fucking hairline, and he blinks like, okay. Why, I only wish I had such a devoted woman in my life.
She raises an eyebrow.
He'll just shake his head. My God. Was it him I heard screaming his head off earlier, though? He'll look at Veronica and Bailey.
Bailey tilts his head.
Listen, people who are taller than 7 feet tall move a lot of air when they scream, and I'm fairly certain I heard him yelling.
Wonder what he was yelling about.
Caroline arches an eyebrow.
He sounded very angry. Whatever it was.
A look of worry sweeps across her face.
I think I heard tilt his head. He'll. Are you serious? they were arguing over something. Don't furrow his brow. Something about a discretion.
Discretion.
I'm sorry, out of character. I'm laughing my ass off.
That
My
was about
character
hard to
just-
take.
My character looks at Veronica looks at Caroline.
Bailey looks at Selenia like, "What the fuck are you on about?" Raises
think
an eyebrow like, "Are you
He'll
serious?"
spread his hands out. He'll spread his hands out. I think he was yelling about an indiscretion or being discreet about something. I don't know.
Discretion? Indiscretion? She starts pacing back and forth.
My character just glares at Caroline.
Bailey just blinks like, I don't even know what the fuck is going on here. Like,
He shrugs his shoulders. He created something, and it's apparently something he wants to be discreet about.
Created something? What?
He'll shrug. I don't know. I wasn't eavesdropping. He was just yelling so loud I couldn't help but overhear.
Caroline is just like she's literally making indentations on the dirt because she's pacing back and forth so much.
so the Philodox is just standing back judging. Like, he's got his arms folded. He's just watching.
Just
Judging you
stands,
all.
just shrugs like, I'm sorry, I don't know what he was talking about. He'll bite his lip. It was to the alpha, too. He'll nod.
That catches Bailey's
Wait.
interest a little bit. Like, well,
This had nothing to do with me, did it? And she's just like worry is like the worry is intense all over her face.
Oh, no, he'll hold his hands like, no. No, I don't think it had anything to do with you.
I'll find out.
I think she should find out, but that's just me.
I will ask him.
Who, Dev or Tolia?
That's the
Tol-
most direct way to do it, I suppose.
I will ask Tolia. As he was the one yelling.
He'll just tuck his fists under his chin like, yes. Dance. His like eyes are glowing damn near.
God damn it, people.
Fucking Shadow Lords is all I have to say about this scene. I'm gonna rename this scene fucking Shadow Lords.
Yes.
Like, the Shadow Lords have invaded and made everybody sus as fuck.
He just smiles sweetly at her like, la.
Bailey shoots a sideways glance at Selenia.
Caroline is frowning, and then she'll look at Stevie, and she'll say, "Stevie, if you wish to learn more about being a Ragabash, I would ask Liam. But I need to go." And she runs.
Do we want to do that on cam right now? Do you guys want to watch?
Oh, I want to
Sure,
watch this
yes.
shit. You do that now. Yes.
Oh God.
Do it now.
Do it now!
No!
Back to the chopper!
Before that scene
Do
starts,
you know what I'm saying?
Hold on, someone,
Yeah.
hold on, someone's saying something.
Go, go, go.
before that scene starts, Stevie's gonna excuse herself and like skedaddle.
Okay.
I'll still be here. Yeah.
I assume she didn't want to be surrounded by the Shadow Lords.
All of them at once.
Probably not. No.
Not
Carolina likes the Shadow Lords.
it's not just that, like, out of character. She's having a hard time. She's still learning everything, and she's having a hard time with the rules and feeling like she belongs to people. She has a hard time feeling like she belongs places because of the way she grew up. So she doesn't feel like people actually want her around. They're just accepting her because she's, you know what I mean?
Oh, honey, we need a personal scene with Caroline and her.
Yeah, she keeps to herself a lot.
Okay.
So you go and find the elder, the legend. Am I correct?
Caroline is running up to him. Worry is all over her face.
He looks as though he's been crying but stopped. And
Worry intensifies.
he'll kind of smile when he sees her.
She'll immediately hug him.
His brows will go up, but he'll wrap his arms around her. What's wrong?
Are you okay? I overheard that you were yelling.
I was. Oh, no. That was the Alpha and I. We had a misunderstanding.
A misunderstanding. Okay.
No. Yes, it was about the camp I belonged to, and I just some family business going on, and it was complicated.
Oh, okay. So you were being discreet about something?
Oh yes. I belong to a camp that is little. We tried to be a little more discreet. It's a Silver Fang thing.
I suppose I should learn more about Silver Fangs.
Well, his jaw works up and down for a second, and he goes, "No, oh fuck. You know what? It's a fine tribe to learn more about."
Out of character, what's the other Silver Fang's name? The one that's like his son?
Alexei is his son. Eli is the king's right hand.
Perhaps I'll ask Alexei.
So there is no reason to ever ask Alexei anything that doesn't involve heroin, sex, or being a failure at life.
Oh, do you think Rose might know?
She's his wife.
Oh. She nods.
If you really want to know about Silverfang, why don't you just ask me? Oh, I don't want to monopolize your time like that too much.
It's fine. I worry about you.
You shouldn't.
She's frowning, and she's kind of like crying a little bit.
Why are you crying?
I heard you were yelling, and then I heard about being discreet, and then a bunch of things, and I was so worried about you. I don't want you to hurt, and then I saw your tears, and
He'll just breathe deep. I'm fine. Uh, I I'm fine.
She is frowning, and she says, "Don't lie."
What do you want me to say?
You don't have to say anything. I just know that you're still hurting. It's nothing that can take away.
No, there's one thing.
She raises an eyebrow.
His thumb will reach out and he'll stroke her cheek gently.
She'll smile at him.
I told Dev that the sun rose in your eyes.
She is blushing. She doesn't know what to say to that.
I'll just smile at her. I suppose your arms feel like they could just surround me and keep me safe forever. Yes, but I also understand that you need to grow.
This
And
is
that
true.
I could hold you forever, but I need to not hold you back. He'll sit down and cross his legs and hold his arms out.
She will sit down in his lap like she usually does. And she'll cling to him.
I'll hold her. I'm fine. I know I don't seem fine, but I'm as fine as I'm going to be.
Well, that's a step in the right direction, I believe. And don't think you're holding me back, because I feel the things that you have taught me today has allowed me to comfort other people and make them feel accepted.
I thought so.
Yes, I believe I was able to comfort Rose. She wishes to be my sister.
And how does that make you feel?
Confused.
He'll tilt his
Peop
head.
I've had 3 people, all my superiors, say that I am wise beyond my years, but I do not understand this.
Why's that?
Did he ask who was that?
Why is that?
Oh. She'll say, I do not know why. Perhaps I have a sense of inadequacy.
But that's one of the things I love about you.
She raises an eyebrow to that.
Your grace and humility and humanity. It's not that you're innocent. Sometimes that's not enough. It's that you choose to act in grace. It's something, honestly, this world needs more of.
She's kind of blushing a little bit more. And she feels like she's kind of covering her face.
He'll slip his hands into hers and like cup her cheeks. Why? Why do you hide your face from me?
I do not know why, but I feel embarrassed. Or I suppose that is what this feeling is.
It's
I have not
just,
felt it before.
it's just me. He'll press his forehead to hers. It's just you told me.
She's smiling. And then she presses her cheek against his.
I'll nuzzle her cheek.
I have a question.
Ask.
It is something that I'm confused of.
Okay.
If one was to take, or even if this is even possible, is it possible for a pack to take Phoenix as its totem, not being of the Silver Pack?
I'll think a moment. Phoenix is a spirit that constantly, in everything he does, in all of his rebirths, in all of his reworkings and changings, he always bears and brings the light. If a pack were to serve Phoenix, they would need to strike with 5 claws, as Phoenix's talons are 5. And they must comport themselves with the honor of Phoenix. The Silver Pack does not necessarily need to be the only pack that serves Phoenix. But Phoenix is also unforgiving in honorable acts.
She's nodding. So one who follows Phoenix must stay within virtue, within a sense of honor, justice.
There are ways to live more in Phoenix ashes than in his light. But that is a dangerous line to walk. And most cannot be trusted with it.
She's nodding. Yes, there is aspiring Shadow Lords who believe that they could handle such a task. I am not certain of this.
I believe it could be done.
She nods.
Was that your only question for me?
Yes.
Are you lying now?
Do it?
He says, he kind of smiles softly, and he says, "Are you lying now?"
She smiles and she says, "No, I do not believe there is another question. Unless I have one buried within my subconscious that I do not know."
Hmm. His thumb will gently caress her cheek for a moment. It would be so simple.
What would be simple?
He says something in Elven and smiles.
She just smiles. Just like, and she'll say, "I still need to learn."
You do.
I will study this, and I will learn Elven.
So you can finally understand all of the things I'm saying to you.
Perhaps.
And what if they're terrible things?
I do not believe you would tell me terrible things. I believe
What if
everything that you speak of is poetry.
you should hear me say my grocery list in Russian someday.
She'll raise an eyebrow. Perhaps I will.
Or even better, French. No, bounces eyebrows.
She chuckles.
If I do that, then I'm going to get Reese running.
Reese will be all. He would be explaining how no one could talk of French except for him.
I
Or at
could
least
speak French.
not as eloquently as him.
I could speak
She'll chuck.
circles in French around him.
She's chuckling. I think he would be a little flustered.
All I have to do is look him dead in the face and say, "Voulez-vous coucher avec moi ce soir?" And he'll shrug.
She'll raise an eyebrow and she'll say, "That is a very pretty saying. I do not know where that comes from."
It's from a song. It's a French song. Voulez-vous coucher avec moi ce soir?
Pretty. What does it mean?
Do you want to lay with me tonight?
Shit, her face will like turn bright red. Well, I suppose if we're sleeping, I did sleep on your chest the other night.
A smile. And where will you be sleeping tonight?
I'm sorry, what was that?
He said, and where will you be sleeping tonight?
She frowns and then she thinks and she says, I could stay here if you wish.
Not tonight.
She'll nod.
A smile. He'll set her upright, like literally just pick her up and put her on her feet.
She'll bow.
You should get back to your friends.
Thank you.
Always.
And she'll, as she's like leaving the door, she'll say, be safe.
As safe as I can be.
And she'll head back to the others again.
When she leaves, after she's gone, he'll say, she walks in starlights in another world. It was just a dream. Do you think she could have left me? And he'll kind of look down. And he'll go about doing Tully things.
Does anybody have anything they would wish to do? Can we call the scene here?
I'm fine with whatever we want to do.
Okay. So, thank you, players, for playing. And thank you, watchers, for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye.